Now, DC for Esikuma Odobing Brakwa District has assured global partners to the implementation of the Giving for Change project that the district will put to good use every investment made into the multimedia group's classroom project at Breman Jamara. This came up when the partners engaged him and the multimedia group on the progress of the project in the central region. There is more in the following report.
Esikuma Odobing Brakwa Assembly is one of the two beneficiary communities under the Classroom Project initiative by the Multimedia Group. It is a sub-project under the global initiative called Given for Change, spearheaded by the Star Ghana Foundation and the West Africa Civil Society Institute in Ghana. The objective is to promote social justice through voluntary giving and local resource mobilization at the community level. Multimedia's classroom project is aimed at rallying public support and provides safer learning environment for some 700 pupils in the central and northern regions. JoyNews senior editor Fifi Kumsen and the classroom project lead Emefa Etiamwa Eli led the team of Star Ghana's global partners to meet with the district chief executive of Esikuma Odobing Brakwa, Lawrence Edutia Isiang. The two, together with the DCE, briefed the delegation on the status of the project and its benefit to the people of Breman Jamra.
We have steel benders who are offering to support. There's a value there. We have the Forestry Commission giving us wood, about 50,000 cedis worth of wood. We have electricians coming in, we have tilers coming in, we have so many resources from different individuals, different companies, just to support this whole project and enterprise.
The partners took turns to ask questions mostly about the significance of the project to the district and how the multimedia group is ensuring accountability to all donors and stakeholders. The DCE for the area assured the Star Ghana global partners that the district assembly will ensure that the investment is put to good use.
God richly bless you. I'm really grateful. But the assurance I'll give you, putting up the project is one thing, and utilizing it is also another thing. When the project is put to good use, I don't expect that the same thing comes to maintain it. It is my duty to maintain it. And that assurance I'm giving you, that whatever investment that is being made in the district, I am going to make sure, one, we put it to good use and then ensure a better maintenance culture to sustain the project.
On a side tour of the 7-space structure with the Education Directorate and the traditional leaders, the District Education Director, Emmanuel Panwon, told Multimedia the intervention by its audiences and donors to put up the school block will prevent further disasters in the community. He said the Education Directorate will give the necessary support to complete the project.
This is a very wonderful project that Multimedia and the Star Ghana have brought to Bremen Jamra. And I must say that we are so excited because we have serious deficit in terms of classroom infrastructure. So by bringing this project to Bremen Jamra, we will say that we thank you so much and God bless you for that initiative. It will help us have our children in a very good environment that is conducive for learning. Not long ago, some 5-6 years ago, there was a structure that broke down here and even killed some 6 people. So by bringing this edifice here, in fact, it is going to prevent disaster.
Jansihene of Breman Jamra committed to continue mobilizing communal labor to complete the project.
Today, Basana name Meshabo. Na Matuto Asrahum. There, my candy, no, Yampede, Obabim them. Then Zamana and Kofu, why they were a bottom hen, now what they school than I'm a hen. Mombasan Namoje, Mazi Akamaho. Mofama school, was to silence who won't you say?
On behalf of the chiefs and people of Jamra, I promise to ensure that this project is completed. I want to assure the Multimedia Group and its audience that their investment will not go waste. Posterity will not forgive us if we fail as leaders to provide the needed support to complete the school block.
won't fat China Naka for short today, Bassa. Won't faint me, won't faint champagne fat. What can you win now? Sunday, not your young one, more. See, young Capade or Baba Damasho.
The Breman Jamra School Block is a 3-classroom unit with an ICT and library, a staff common room and a headmaster's office. It has been funded by the cherished audiences and clients of the multimedia group. Among them are the Forestry Commission, DBS Roofing Sheet, Israeli Embassy, Duoplus Ghana, Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, the Plant City Extension Project, Tropical Cables, and many more. The Star Ghana Foundation and the West Africa Civil Society Institute are lead agencies for the Ghana chapter of the Given for Change project, with funding from the Dutch Foreign Affairs Ministry.
Let's see, that's a very beautiful structure there for the Jamra people. We wish them all the best and we hope that when we're done, it will be put to good use, as they say. Now, all is set for the first mini clinic of the 2022 EcoBank JoyNews Habitat Fair at the Achimota Mall today, July 22nd, 2022. Now, the mini clinic, which will showcase the offerings of the exhibitors, is expected to run for a period of 3 days, 22nd to the 24th of July 2022. It is also one of the 2 mini clinics before the main event to be held at the Accra International Conference Center in August 2022. My colleague Benjamin Akapo brings us more from the Achimota Retail Mall.
I'll start with Superlock Technologies Limited. And we have Mr. Bediako Kwabi, who joins the conversation. Mr. Bediako Kwabi, a very good morning to you.
Good morning, Benji. How are you?
I'm very well. Because of the smiles on your face, I can see you're happy. You're excited to be here. But you are with Superlock Technologies Limited. Tell us a bit about what you do.
Okay, so good morning to your viewers once again. Superlock, we are into building products. If I say building product, what I mean is that after construction, after you've built your house and roofed it and you're about to plaster, come to Superlock for all you need for the house, which is security doors, internal doors, burglar proofs, balustrades. We are doing kitchens, we are doing pergola, and all the products that you need to finish your house, basically.
I see some work ongoing here, a setup. Can you tell us a bit about what is happening here right now?
Okay, so here you see our security doors being installed. Look, like I said, I have the best security door you can find in the market. So they are installing, this is a 4-course security door stand. So here you can see all the various types of security. We have the design security door, we have the basic security door, and we have the other designs. I mean, I think once I said in one of your platforms that I have the best security door you can find in the country. Is Israeli technology. And also, if we talk about security, the strength of the door, the material used to produce is a galvanized steel material. The weight is about 50 kg. Look, you see very fantastic products here in the fair. Come, and I'm inviting everybody.
All right, and I'm sure those watching us, looking at the times we are in, would be thinking, what's the cost factor like?
Of course, everybody should come. You will have your package, okay? Look, here I'm even giving some discounts, some fantastic discounts. So whatever you need, you come. There is always a way out, okay? The costs, we can bear it.
All right, we can deal with the cost. Exactly. Let's quickly do this. Superlock Technologies Limited, Mr. Bediako Kwabi. Let's check out some other entities. Come with me as we come to Sukasa Properties. Sukasa Properties, and we're here with you are.
My name is Ibrahim Dazi.
Ibrahim Dazi and
Hannah.
Hannah. Okay. So which one of you is going to get interactive? You are. All right. I see Sukasa there. In Spanish, your house. You know, where you live matters. Where you live. matters, building on trust. Tell us a bit about Sukasa Properties.
Okay, so we are a real estate company. We deal in affordable homes. Current locations are East Legon Hills and Ayi Mensa. We have 2, 3, 4 bedroom. And the amazing thing about us is that our 3 and 4 bedrooms actually come with boys' quarters. And then we have other amenities that come also as well. The pool, the gym, the playground, and many others that I don't want to disclose everything to you now. So walk into our office at any time at East Legon, Lagos Avenue, and then we'll give you all the information you need. I don't know.
What are your prices like?
Okay, so our prices start from 400,000 Ghana cedi for the 2 bedroom, 560,000 Ghana cedi for the 3 bedroom, and 840,000 cedi for the 4 bedroom. You also have the options of extending your plot. So depending on how, like the size you want to extend it to, we'll also price you per that as well. And then our houses also come with like kitchen cabinets, kitchen island, built-in wardrobe, water tank. What again? I mean, there's so much things that I can't even remember. And all our bedrooms are en suite, all of them. So imagine like the price you're getting for the mansion you're getting. It's amazing.
And what does it for me is the fact that you peg it at a stable level. So, for example, the 560,000 3-bedroom facility, you peg it at 70,000. If we were using today's exchange rate, it would be higher, but you peg it at $70,000, and that's it.
Yes, exactly. That's it. And there are no hidden charges. Obviously, you live in a community, so you will pay service charges for the pool, playground, and other stuff, but there are no hidden charges whatsoever where you'll be like, oh, you have to pay. No, Sukasa is not like that. We are very open, we are very clear, and we are expanding in many, many, many locations now.
Well, Sukasa Mikasa. Thank you very much for joining the conversation. They are in East Legon and Ayi Mensa heading towards Ebri. Let's trot along and catch some other entities that are here with us today. How about we do DBS Industries Limited? Hello, good morning. Okay, so I see them pointing to you. It means one hour share official way into 1 hour bekasa. What do you say? What's your name?
I'm James, Head of Sales and Marketing.
All right, James, Head of Sales and Marketing. What can you tell us about DBS Industries?
I think DBS is becoming a one-stock shop house. You know, initially we started with roofing, and now we have added concrete products to our profiles. Yeah.
So someone say roofing, Papa
Papa. So I started roofing. I can DBS. So behind him say we are into roofing, but what to me, but say we have concrete products. We have the 6 inches solid. We have the hollow, we have the pavement blocks, we have the pavement caps, and we have a ready-mix concrete as well. Yeah.
What makes DBS Industries stand out?
I think for the roofing side is because of the warranty we issue to our customers. If you do a purchase on our coloring products, we ensure that we give you 20 years warranty against fading. Yeah.
20-year warranty against fading.
Yes,
so for your other products, what is the warranty?
The warranty, we don't have a warranty on this, but these are very, if you could see even the color of this product and the accuracy of the product, you could see it's a very high quality. And we use German machines in manufacturing some of this product. Let's look at the block like this, see how straight the block is comparing to what you have outside. And when you are using such blocks, you don't even need a lot of mortar for your plastering, because of the accuracy and how straight the block is.
So made in Ghana with German standards. That's what they're basically saying. Before I leave you, I'd just like to find out, those patrons who will be coming through the Achimota Retail Center, are they going to get any good deals, sweet deals, discounts from you?
Yeah, we are giving them a 10% discount if you are coming through just the Habitat Fair. It's a special package for all those who are coming through the Habitat Fair.
Now, Sales and Marketing Manager for the Multimedia Group joins us through Zoom for more. Mr. Max Fuga, good morning and thanks for joining us. Now, what are we to expect at the first mini clinic which starts tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm sure just as we heard from the sponsors, the first mini clinic starts today. And again, it's another theme, home ownership, where you live matters. Our sponsors and the exhibitors that we have selected, carefully selected, who services cars across the entire value chain of the housing industry, are engaging the participants. They are engaging visitors directly interfacing with them and explaining their products and services to them in a very conducive environment. That's the objective of the clinic, where the exhibitors will have the opportunity in a conducive environment to explain their products and services to the exhibitors, to the participants. And it's been done so well, so far so good this morning. People are visiting the place, the exhibitors are engaging them. And it is not only providing information and about services and goods that they are selling. They are also offering early bird packages to those who are coming to the place. You've heard some of the exhibitors saying that they are offering 20%, others say 30%, others say good discount. So these are the early packages that they are offering to those who are visiting the clinic, this first clinic at the Achimota Mall. And we should expect more as we move on from today is just the first day. I'm sure by the end of Saturday, we'll get a lot more discount from our exhibitors. And all those who have issues about, they are worried about where to live, what to buy, which type of house to live in. I think this is an opportunity for them to go to the place and engage the exhibitors to have all their questions answered.
Now, what products are available for patrons?
Yeah, it comes across the entire value chain. So we have EcoBank there, providing, we're trying to will provide services and offer advice. I mean, they are there to support and to give people the access to funds that they can use to live or build or own their dream houses. We have the accessory providers, the roofing shades, DBS and others are there. We have Elegant Homes, who are real estate people. So the entire value chain is represented at the first clinic of this year's.
So what's the promise for people who would be passing through today to the time we would end this clinic? Hello, Mr. Fuga. All right, let's move on to other stressors, but that's the manager in charge of marketing for the multimedia group, Max Fuga, there. Pass through the Achimota Exhibition Center and witness for yourself all the available options and properties that you can take advantage of. Now, to other stories now, and Director General of the Ghana Education Service, Professor Kwesi Opoku-Amankwa, says a review of the free senior high school policy is underway. This exercise, he reviews, is geared at determining which of the cost component parents can be asked to pay. The Ministry of Finance, in a statement earlier this month, indicated that the policy would not be suspended despite seeking support from the IMF. It, however, noted that the IMF will be concerned about possible lack of finance and the ability of government to sustain its expenditure. Professor Opoku-Amankwa, who was speaking on food shortages in schools, touched on measures in place to deal with the matter, plus an update on the review of the free SHS policy.
The arrangement, not in the past, in fact, the arrangement is that the suppliers are supposed to supply directly to the schools, except that during this period where we have a challenge, that is why we've indicated that if you have maybe one supplier who supplies to 10 schools, and he was going to go to each of the schools, and it's a day each, we are going to have about 10 days for the person to finish. Okay. And we will still have the complaint. So why don't we do some zoning during this period so that the schools can come to the points to come and pick? But as we go forward, we'll revert to the situation where we'll get the suppliers to go directly to the schools.
I get your point. Now, there's a single point about, when the Ministry of Finance issued their frequently asked questions about the IMF program, they said free HSS will not be suspended, but it is being reviewed to make it better. Has this review ended?
Oh, the thing has just been, the suggestion has just come up. So how can the review end? I thought you were going to start to say whether the review has started. No, I think it's a bigger conversation. It's a bigger conversation, not only for GES, not only for the Ministry of Education, but for the entire country. And then what we will do is that for us on our part, we will start with the smaller ideas of looking at aspects of it. Today, for example, some of the discussions that I've had with my statistics team for them to do something for me is to do what we call unit cost analysis as far as educating a student is concerned. So we will do unit cost analysis, especially for the free SHS. So if we take Raymond as a student, starting from SHS 1 to SHS 3, we can do the analysis and then come up and say that, okay, to give Raymond quality education, it will cost this much. Within that cost, these are the items in the cost. Then we all put it out there and they'll say, oh, this item, I think we can make do of it. And it will not affect quality. This item, I think we can get parents to pay. This item, let's find some, let the regional, the district offices or regional offices take care of this, you know. So when we have done that and we've all added our inputs into it, then we can all come back and say that, okay, for this, the total cost for educating someone in the free SHS, this is it. But we believe that if you take them item by item, these items, we can do this, we can do that, we can do that. So at the end of the day, we can all agree that this is the amount that we believe that government should bear, you know. So those things are going on, but I believe that once education is not only for GES and Ministry of Education, it will be played into the bigger discussion for all of us to make our contributions.
So how should the process really be? Executive Director of the African Education Watch, Kofi Asare, joins us live with more. Mr. Asare, thank you so much for your time. Do you ever see this coming?
Good morning. Morning to your cherished audience. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can, yes.
Great. Yes, we have always raised the issue that the education sector is a system. And when you are allocating resources to the education sector, you must consider its impact on the whole system, not just the particular item that you are funding. And so we have always determined that it appeared that we were spending too much on secondary education because of free senior high school, because we were denying a lot of resources to basic education. And so even if we had all the money, we still had to look deep, to think deep about the allocation of resources within the system and consider if it wasn't possible to share some of the costs at the secondary level with parents who are in the capacity and the position to pay, so that we free resources for other underserved sectors of the education sector. That is even if we didn't have financial challenges. More so at a time where we are going through serious liquidity issues as a country. And so I think it is the right discussion to have. And we will always support any initiative to ensure that as we expand access to secondary education, we expand it with cost efficiency in mind.
So what should the whole process be like to get everyone's buy-in into what the government is trying to achieve?
I think the process is a very pretty easy one. Easy one in the sense that already parents have indicated on various platforms through various mechanisms and various means that they are ready to support. As I speak with you, about 24 PTAs that we know of are already providing, funding to stabilize the school situation in their schools. Just this morning, I was just having a discussion with the PTA of one school in Bono East, Mount Carmel, and the PTA is contributing 300 Ghana cedis each per parent. That is about the cost of feeding the child for 55 days. And they are happy because there is no food in the school. That's the reality. So parents have demonstrated that they are ready to support government. So that doesn't make the problem too much of a difficult process to roll out, because there's already the zeal and the willingness to participate. What we need to do is that, as we said earlier, the feeding aspects of the program can either be shared by parents or be taken over by parents. Let me just explain in simple terms what it means by sharing the feeding aspects of the program with parents. One, it is the parents' responsibility anyway to feed their children. Okay. It costs an average of 1,000 Ghana cedis a year to feed someone in senior high school, 1,000 Ghana cedis. And government spends 1.3 billion a year. If government says that parents should take half of the cost burden of feeding alone, and then parents also take half, the meaning is that parents will pay 500 Ghana cedis a year. So let's break it down. It means that every month, parents will pay 41 Ghana cedis a month. If we get parents to buy in, we can simply create platforms of payment in every school. That every month, Yamenu will pay 41 Ghana cedis to support the feeding of their ward in school. Why is this impossible? Because Yamenu, even though we may be poor, would have spent more than 40 Ghana cedis in church, attending funerals or other social events throughout the entire month. 41 Ghana cedis. If we do that, what will happen is that at the end of the year, we would have paid half. That's about 650 million Ghana cedis of the burden on government's shoulder, which politicians are unable to admit. In that case, we would have ensured that our children will not be fed with cocoa without sugar, cocoa without bread, or our children will be fed only once or twice a day. We would have averted that, because all the time, because parents are paying a fraction, there will be some money in the system to pay for food, even if there is a delay in the payment to suppliers by a Ministry of Finance. That is a simple proposal. 41 cedis a month will share the cost of feeding 50-50 between parents and the government of Ghana.
That's why I'm grateful that you could find time to join us on News Desk here on the JoyNews channel. Now, meanwhile, the Chancellor of the Wisconsin University, Dr. Paul Finn, has called on the government to allow private institutions to participate in the education sector because government is not dependable.
Government, let us do. You have the ability, you have the talent. Why single-handedly we could build a university like this and have one in Kumasi? I mean, it's unbelievable. So please, the press, I beg you to encourage the government to allow individuals, giving them tax-free, and supporting them and making them to work. We will do it. But if the government is controlling everything and the government doesn't have the money, there will be always strike. There will all be confusion in the government. I don't know which government. It could be CPP, NDC, MPP, and any government that will come. They should concentrate more on private participation rather than government taking control on things. Even private participation rather than government participation. I see government, we should not depend too much on the government. If we depend on the government will fail you. Because they have so much programs that they can't. They should allow individuals to do it. America is great, Europe is great, because individuals are really running the country. It's not the government. Especially, for example, education. Ghana government is spending over 75% of their income on education alone. Why? Why don't you allow private people run education? Let the private people run education. And it will be okay. Let the churches, a mission. In the past, the mission, the churches, the organization, individuals were running schools, and all of a sudden the government took over. And it is creating problems. Private people, private education, there will be no strike. They will not really go on strike because they have not provided sugar and also tea. They will be very willing to work. And I still continue to encourage the government to sit down and think through seriously on this educational system, that it should be handed over to individuals. Look at what we have done here. all the equipment that we have here. You go to all the public universities, you won't find all that we have here. Even the mannequins, the whole of Africa, you take government, universities, and also even the banks and others and hospitals. They don't have even the mannequins that we have here. We are the first. And we are bringing the new diagnostic also. It's the private, it's not government. Go to the government hospital, you can't find them. So they should allow private people to participate and grow the country, make the country better so that everybody can live in it. I don't know why everybody is dependent on government.
Now, beginning in September this year, the Ministry of Fisheries and Aquaculture Development will not allow the existing 15% landings of bycatch, popularly known as cyclefish, at the Tema Port. That's a hint from the Minister of Fisheries and Aquaculture Development, Mavis Hawakumsin, when she went to share relief items to fishermen in the central region to cushion them in the period of closed season. Some fishermen have criticized the Ministry of banning cycle at the landing beaches but allowing the industrial trawlers to land such catch. Speaking to the media, the minister indicated that after banning cycle, she will no longer allow the industrial trawlers to be using illegal fishing net size to catch small pelagic fish. There's more in this report.
According to the Fisheries and Aquaculture Minister, Mavis Hawakumsin, one of the remarkable things she's done since she assumed office is banning the illegal transshipment of fish at sea, cycle. But she says the industrial trawlers have taken advantage of the situation and are landing cycle fish at the Tema Port, essentially thwarting the efforts of the ministry. Addressing the fisherfolk at Elmina, the minister, Mavis Hawakumsin, indicated she would deal with the happening and completely eliminate the catching of small pelagic.
No, already there's no cycle. You see, well, the cycle locally is transshipment on sea. But now we don't do transshipment on sea. What they do is, the ministry gave them, that was my predecessor, gave them 15% allowance of bycatch. I stop them from doing cycle, transshipment on the sea. Into almost port.
After stopping them from engaging in cycle, they have resorted to landing them at the Tema Port, have uncovered their act, and so I will cancel such arrangement and any other arrangement with respect to cycle. They can also catch the fish and dump them. They know the appropriate net size to use, but it is because of selfishness and greed. We have done gear audit and given a ministerial directive as well. And so when we cancel the 15% bycatch, it will compel them to use the required gears for fishing.
The amount the prescribed one they should use, the amount ministerial directives. It is a san cancel 15% bycatch now. About compelling or mama could use the right gear no ediachi.
Mavis Hawakumsin says her ministry will toughen the sanction regime and make it more difficult for people to violate the fisheries law.
VMS no be monitor. Ebe hu say we ye dumping at sea. Ye chi wa obetua $1 million. In fact, ministry no so
our VMS will monitor and cite them for engaging in dumping at sea, and if they are caught, they will pay a fine of $1 million. The ministry has also decided to give subsidies on the buying of the net to enable the fishers buy the required net at a heavily subsidized price. Our leadership is engaging with the fishers to make them get the numbers. After doing all this and you still use the illegal fishing net for fishing, the law shall deal with you.
Now we use net as we use
The Ministry of Fisheries is scheduled to open the sea to artisanal fishers on the 1st of August after a month closure of the sea. Reporting for JoyNews, Richard Kojo, Cape Coast.
So how will this impact the fisheries sector? Joining us on Zoom is Kojo Inyamwa, the Program Director for Friends of the Nation, a Fisheries and Natural Resources NGO, and also the convener for Fisheries Alliance. Now, thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Inyamwa. What do you make of this announcement by the Minister?
Yes, this announcement is a welcome announcement. It is very good. And let me take this opportunity to commend the ministry for taking bold steps in addressing illegal fishing of the trawl sector, and I want to applaud them for the actions taken, especially dealing with the transshipment at sea. But what we have realized is that still most of these trawlers are catching juvenile fish in quotes and are landing them. And we are happy that the ministry is taking steps to address that. Because if we are unable to protect the juvenile fish, we are fishing to destroy our fisheries resources. What it means is that the fisheries resources will collapse at a very fast rate because there will not be any juvenile fish to be recruited into the system. So that is very important. The other point is that we are also very happy that the gear audit report is being implemented and the directive being issued from the ministry for the trawl industry to start the implementation from September 1st, where the trawlers are required to resume fishing. You know, the trawlers are going for 2 months. Whilst the artisanal resume 1st August, the trawlers will rather resume 1st September. And it's very good that by 1st September, when they are resuming, they are required to comply with the gear directive. And that requires that any material that is used to produce the net, that when dried is open, but when it gets into contact with the water, it's closed to catch the juvenile fish, will remove from the system. It's also good to note that any double-braided nets, which causes the nets to close up and catches juvenile fish, would also be removed from the system. What we require is that the training and then the inspection unit and the enforcement unit will be well-resourced and equipped so that they can carry out the enforcement operations. It is very important that when directives are given, the enforcement operations must be available to ensure that there is high deterrence that will bring along the commensurate compliance so that we can save our fisheries resources. We are happy that the close season is successful. We are happy that the ministry is taking action, and we'll be more happy to see that the implementation goes on smoothly.
Thank you so much, Mr. Yamo, for joining us. Mr. Kojo Yamo, ASD Programs Director for the Friends of the Nation. This is still the news desk on Joy News. We'll now bring you Tech Talk. We'll take a short break. Stay with us.
Hi, good morning. Welcome to Business. My name is Darryl Kwao. Government has assured that it will continue to streamline the activities of small-scale miners in the country to protect forest reserves and water bodies. Illegal mining, popularly called galamsey, has destroyed most of Ghana's reserves and water bodies. Now, speaking to Joy Business, Deputy Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Benito Osubio, said government has acquired environmentally friendly mining machines, which will be given to small-scale miners to help encourage responsible mining.
This government is the government that has shown commitment to this fight, even to the peril of our political life. You saw what happened during the last election. We lost in a lot of the, I'll say, galamsey endemic constituencies. But that even did not stop us, to the extent that when we came back to power after the election, the president still said he was committed. And we as a ministry have also been committed to this fight. The most important thing is finding alternatives for them and also letting them do the right thing. Now we have about, I'll say, almost about 60 community mining schemes that are working now, which each of them employing over 2,000 youth and workers. That tells you the impact it's making. At the same time, too, they are also getting some gold, and the gold is helping them. But then, not only that, we've gone a step further to ensure that we give them even equipment that will help them to, one, mine well, responsibly, and to also not use mercury. And that is the gold catcher. Government has procured them for them, and then it will be on high purchase basis to them. As they work, they use it, then they'll be paying government back. So this government is very, very much committed to ensure that the right thing is done. There is no way you can stop mining in Ghana, but then you can help make Ghanaians mine responsibly.
Now, more industries have shut down operations, whilst others are laying off workers due to the reduction of the benchmark values on some imports. That's according to the Association of Ghana Industries. Speaking on PM Express Business Edition, Chief Executive Setchum Akwawa noted that the development calls for immediate reversal of the policy.
What we did in the case of the benchmark value reduction was that we actually caused contraction in the industrial sector. And the GRA mentioned it, that within the 2 years or so that we had, they lost 9 billion cedis in tax revenue. Why? Because the revenue that they were getting from all these sources dwindled significantly. So benchmark value reduction, the review, is very important because when you review it, what you do is that you create fairness in the marketplace. And when that fairness is created, then you are encouraging the productive sector to put in more investment, to put in more resources, and then they can create the opportunity to fill the market. Today, some of the oil mills are down.
I know, well, Wilma or which other, I may not mention the names, the numbers, if you can help us.
But Avnash, for example, they are virtually not producing. This is one company that was producing so much volumes. They are down because the imported rice has become so cheap. You can go to the market and check.
So because of these benchmark values, some industries have gone down.
Some industries have gone down.
Can you give us the rough numbers here?
Oh, I won't
not mention the names, but I mean even the numbers.
But you see, the numbers are many, but it's not just the numbers, it's also the volumes and the significant role those companies were playing. I'll give you an example. One of the companies, I don't want to mention names, they also have access to, they have another plant in Ivory Coast. When the situation happened in Ghana, and Ghana's production was becoming uncompetitive, all they did was that they turned to Ivory Coast and started importing. So they have a choice. And if we think that by keeping the benchmark value this way, it is good for us, for the companies, some of them will still survive because they have alternatives. But what does it mean? If you are importing more, you cannot employ more because you are shipping the jobs elsewhere.
And that's your business update for now. We're taking a short break. When we come back, it will be Tech Talk.
All right, so it's time for us to bring you Tech Talk, and the man Spiky is already in the house. Spiky, good morning.
Morning.
How are you?
Very well, how are you?
I'm great. What do you have on the table?
So, number one, phones that started folding were thought to be a gimmick, they were thought to be a fad, and they would pass. But Samsung has just reported that they have sold nearly 10 million foldable devices last year.
Whoa.
Yeah, now this is very important because it means that...
In 2021 alone?
Yes, in 2021 alone. Whoa. Going into 2022, 10 million of foldable phones. So for all those the naysayers who thought that foldables were not exactly going to be, you know, the next big thing, apparently it is. And more people are interested in those than what we're usually used to, which is the soap bar form factor. Yeah, people want things that look different. Want to change inside, you know.
And you call it what? Soap bar.
Soap bar. It is a soap bar. It's not a soap bar.
Interesting there.
And then you get a phone that you can fold.
You can
flip.
fold.
Yeah, that's cool.
Interesting. Well, I mean, it's fashionable, yeah?
Yeah, it is. You see, that's the term. It's fashionable.
Okay.
I want people to ask you, what phone is that?
Okay. What's next on the...
So, you know, there's a heat wave in the UK, and it's so bad that it's actually caused a lot of service providers, Google, Oracle, to actually shut down their servers. And it's people were wondering, didn't they anticipate this? But I mean, obviously, you'd find out that in certain parts of the country, people don't even have air conditioning because the weather has always been cool, and they never anticipated that they'd reach these heights of heat. And now, yeah, that seems to be the problem. So a lot of servers had to be shut down to prevent them, prevent long-term damage, because, computers hate heat, which is why they always have all this cooling, to the extent that some even have water cooling to keep it as cool as possible. Now, with the kind of heat that they were experiencing, it was impacting their operations. So you'd notice a lot of services hosted in the UK went down for a period. And yeah, that wasn't pleasant at all.
Impact of global warming, it is.
So anybody who needed verification that global warming is real, this is it.
Okay. What's next?
So another company was actually called Meta.
Whoa.
Yeah, and they're suing Facebook, who recently rebranded to Meta, that you stolen our name and we want it back. Cease and desist from using the name.
How possible is that? Because Facebook might have registered a Meta before rebranding.
Exactly. So yeah, which is why it's going to court. This company called Meta X. So they have an X at the end of their Meta, but they say that they publicly trade as Meta. So they are claiming that Facebook's change or rebranding to Meta has impacted their business and caused them to essentially shut down. And they want Facebook to, well, Meta as it is, to stop using the name so that they can come back. And so, yeah, they're suing Meta, or should I say Facebook, or like, but yeah, it's worrying for small businesses in the tech industry, because every time a small business does something, a big company can just come do the same thing and then just push you out of the market. So that's something that regulators have actually been looking to fix.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much, Mikey.
Thank you for having me.
All right, it's time for, we're going to take a quick break. When we return, we'll bring you sports. Stay with us.